A few months after the accident, the other reactors were started up again once they'd been cleaned up and checked for safety, and additional safety measures were put in place to prevent, hopefully, another Chernobyl. And those reactors were gradually shut down over the next sort of 14 years after the accident. And the final one to shut down was Unit 3, which is the one next door to the one that's exploded. And that was shut down in the year 2000.
So, of course, this was at times where, you know, it coincided, the Chernobyl incident, roughly with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Ukraine is a new country. People needed electricity to maintain the grid, to maintain stability effectively. So it was all important to keep the lights on at this sort of time of political turbulence and change.
Не дай бог он так пройдет, это все можно поднять. Смерчем. Технологическое оборудование практически одинаковое, с некоторыми конструктивными изменениями, но эти блоки второго поколения имеют более развитые системы безопасности.
Ukraine was very strongly encouraged by the US and Western Europe to shut the remaining reactors at Chernobyl down, and they were given aid in the form of help to rebuild or make the structure over the damaged reactor stronger. So that was part of the European support, and also to make that transition from the nuclear power from Chernobyl to other forms of energy. Chernobyl's kind of been in the war zone since 2022, and the most notable sort of effect of that has been a drone strike on the new safe confinement, which punctured a hole in it and started a small fire in the new safe confinement building, but fortunately didn't and probably wasn't designed to get through the original giant concrete structure over the reactor, so it didn't cause a release of radiation or radioactivity, but it is obviously a significant concern because it's on that Chernobyl site.
This is Chernobyl. Does that radiation levels currently are normal? But there has not been any radioactive material.
So they've put some specialist workers who have sort of rappelled down the side of the new safe confinement structure to try and put a membrane over the hole. Now that physically helps to cover up the hole. It doesn't help to form a hermetic seal, but at least it stops the weather coming in through the hole. But of course, because there is fire damage, and also in order to put out the fire, they used a lot of water, which they injected into the structure. There are now concerns over how long the new safe confinement structure can be sort of underpinned as being structurally safe, because this was a structure that was designed to last something like 100 years. But because of this structural damage, I don't think anyone can underwrite it for any long period of time anymore as being structurally sound. So what that pragmatically means for the reactor and the sarcophagus inside is that ideally the Ukrainians need to accelerate the speed at which they're doing the decommissioning. But of course, that's made very, very challenging by the fact that they're still, you know, being invaded by a foreign aggressor.
in terms of kind of radiation risk, I'm not too concerned about the damage to the new safe confinement because we've still got this giant concrete structure that's providing protection against the radiation inside the new safe confinement.
The radioactivity will cause the sarcophagus to continue to degrade, and it is a structure that is really very old now, and just like any old building, it will continue to fall apart until either someone takes it down or it falls down. So very much the problem of dealing with the sarcophagus hasn't gone away simply because they built the new safe confinement. The key take home from this is it's really very dangerous for explosive loaded drones to fly into the side of nuclear facilities. The IAEA has underlined this countless times, and yet this has happened at Chernobyl, which is extremely unfortunate. It's very difficult in terms of the location of where Chernobyl is to keep it safe because it's so close to the border with Belarus. And in fact, it's probably within artillery range of the border as well. So Chernobyl will continue to be a very high profile, high risk site whilst the Russian invasion continues.